Nice to see you. Now, Sarah is a spiritual life coach. Can you kind of explain a little bit more? What's a spiritual life coach?
Well, my training really happened when I started my Kundalini yoga practice as a teacher trainer in 2004. Um, I've really worked in a way that I would say is very holistic around my own healing. I am one of those people that found my trauma coming through in my body. I had this way about me, the way my trauma hit me was that I was so ashamed of what had happened to my life. Basically, my mother left when I was 13 and my father died when I was 16,
Mm.
that I did everything I could to appear as though nothing was wrong. And in fact, sort of went to lengths to make the picture look pretty shiny and what I imagined as perfect. And it seemed it was sort of successful for a while until my body started breaking down. It took a hit in my lungs through bronchial pneumonia, shingles, and a variety of things that really woke me up to the fact that if I didn't do something soon, there might not be a life left to live. So my first entry was really to go into a 2-year massage therapy program that taught me about the interconnection between the body, the mind, and the spirit. Something you would think we'd know intuitively as human beings, but something that had very much disconnected for me when trauma happened in my life.
And that's what you specialize in, isn't it? Trauma recovery.
It is. It is. Yeah. I think so oftentimes we get lost
Mm.
in the process, that we think there is just no hope. And it's the reason that I felt so strongly about putting on this trauma recovery summit. It's the
Mm.
reason that I do the work I do and that I practice daily to keep myself on a path of healing, because it is the consistency, it is the devotion to something that we recognize as having taken us to another level of our healing.
So that's what we want to talk about today because it's very pertinent to my audience, which is addiction, alcohol, drug addiction,
Sure.
mental health, and trauma is at the root of so much addiction. So define trauma for me.
It's that experience that we take in, and it could be in any way, even in food, that comes in and doesn't go out,
Hmm.
that stays in us. And
Mm.
in my own life, there was this energetic sense that when trauma hit, I left. Energetically, I left. And why did I leave? Because it no longer felt safe to be here. And so a lot of the work, the spiritual aspect of what I do is really based around helping people get that energetic element back in their life, back here, so that they can really do the work of their life. Because you can't do it when your energy's somewhere else.
That I really like that. It's something that goes in and doesn't go out. It doesn't process and it stays stuck in us, right? And that's why people need alcohol and drugs.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's really interesting, Veronica. I just recently had this experience. So with my group, I've just started a 40-day meditation on the new moon, which was last Saturday. And so we started this self rejuvenation meditation. And I've been astounded, even in 4 or 5 days, what it has brought up for me. And I was trying to explain it to a colleague today, that what has happened is that I'm 62, and at 62, with all the work I've done in my life for the last many years, um, it's hard to get back to the original wound. It's hard to remember, but inevitably, as we continue on this path of healing, parts different parts come out to be healed, right? And that
Mm.
happened for me yesterday, where I just had this very emotional. I, I'll be very frank with you. I wanted to go blame my husband. I wanted to go to blame. And very soon after that, I realized, whoa, what are you doing? This is actually how you are acting, how you're responding to this. And to just capture that very tender part that was coming up for healing, um, felt so amazing that I could actually sit in a place of welcoming it rather than, as we're talking to your audience, pushing it away or numbing through it or whatever that might be that you do to keep yourself apart from that original wound, if you will.